Hi, my name is Marjorie, and I'm a documentary-style newborn and family photographer. Parenthood is such a wonderful adventure, but it can feel lonely sometimes. So many experiences we go through are never really talked about. I wanted to create a space where parents can openly discuss their challenges, their successes, and their journeys. This is the resource I wish I had when I first became a mom. This is I Wish I Knew, a series on parenthood.
Hi, I'm Sally. I'm a mom of a 2.5-year-old boy named Remy, and Rubí and I have been married for 20 years. Actually, I take that back. We've been together 20 years. We've been married 13.
Lucky 13.
So when we decided to get pregnant, yes, obviously we need some assistance. We need some sperm. So we had to go and find sperm at a bank.
Oh my God, and going through, because, you know, it had to be perfect. And of course you have to go through hundreds of people and make sure that they're healthy and that you kind of get a good vibe.
Very interesting, this process.
Right.
You can choose by the color of the eyes. You can choose by the color of the hair.
And of course, because Sally, we knew from the beginning Sally would carry the baby. We wanted a donor that kind of looks like me. Right. So we were also filtering, oh, this one kind of looks like me when I was a baby, but in the boy version.
Right, because you see baby pictures.
Yeah, you do. But you have to pay for each one that you decide to look at. So it's a business. It's definitely a business.
Yeah. So, so that was a big criteria for choosing, was someone that kind of looked like Rubí. We went through a lot of donors, actually, throughout our 10 years.
Throughout the years.
We used various donors because, you know, I mean, in 10 years, the first donor we chose is probably no longer available.
Yeah.
It was difficult. It was, you know, lots of disappointments and crying and, you know, wishing, you know, when you see other people have babies, wishing that were you, you know. So it was a longing for me for a long time, for 10 years. So we did a lot of IUIs, which are intrauterine inseminations. We did lots and lots of that. And then finally, I hit my 40s, and it was like, it wasn't happening. And we finally decided to do IVF. IVF is just a very, very expensive procedure in this country. So a friend of ours connected us to a doctor in Mexico, and that is where we went to do IVF.
And it took the first time.
Yeah, it took the first time, and that's how we got our Remy. It was surreal. It was like, you know, after wanting this so long and then, you know, hoping you're pregnant, but you're not.
I felt like I was dreaming.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
And then, you know, when you first get pregnant, it kind of feels like are you really pregnant? Because you're not really feeling anything. This test says you're pregnant. And then, of course, you do the ultra. What are you laughing at?
Sorry. Well, you started having cravings very quickly.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Like a week, I'm like, come on, you can.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I do.
Then Remy was born, and it was like all joy. And we haven't stopped since that day. Like,
it's a bit of a blur.
Yeah. So here we are, 2.5 years later, with our little Remy, who brings us so much joy, but also lots of tears. But I think that's just what parenthood is about.
I think there were times, especially when there was the constant crying, that I never felt in my life so helpless, to the point where I felt like wow, I didn't think this was going to happen. To the point where I thought, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah.
Did you ever feel that way?
Yeah, for sure. Remy's always been a very intense, I use that word, intense, active child. And this period has been so hard for us because he's got so many wonderful qualities. He's funny, he's friendly, he's charismatic, he's like,
charming.
He's charming, that word. He's very charming. But then he's become so like bossy and demanding. And if you don't do what he wants in the moment, we have a meltdown. The one thing that Rubí did say a lot before we had Remy was like, I don't want my life to change. I don't want my life to change. I want it to be the same. And I would tell her, well, it's going to change a little.
No, it changes completely.
I don't think I knew how much it would change. She liked the idea of having a child?
Yeah, I did want a child, but I also wanted to still be me. I didn't want to lose me. Me is lost.
For now.
At least for now, there's no me right now. But I think it's going to get better.
Oh, gosh, the happiest moment.
As a parent, there's so many. It's like every day is challenging, but every day is a joy. And there's like, even if it's just a smile or a look or something, that just I thought I knew happiness, but I've never felt this happy in my life. So, yeah.
I think for me, when you said that, it just took me to the moment, because I had to have a C-section. It took me to the moment where I remember they put Remy on top of me. That was probably, it was like I couldn't believe it was real. Yeah. There's going to be really, really hard moments and challenging moments, but it doesn't always stay the same. It shifts and it changes, and there are some really wonderful moments too. So when the really hard ones are happening, just know that there are also going to be some really, really great moments as well.
For me, I would say if you think it's going to be hard, triple that. But it's all worth it. Even when it's really, really hard, at the end of the day, you have the most precious thing that you could ever possibly have. So it all melts away, all the hard, yeah.
If you have it in your heart where you feel like you really want to be a parent, a mother, or a father, that you should follow that. You should follow that wish and that desire and not give up on it. It took us 10 years to get to where, to finally have Remy. And it was a hard 10 years, but if you really know in your heart you want to have a child or you want to be a parent, then I would say you should follow that wish. And in the end, it's really worth it.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll tune in next time for more stories from parents just like you.